How incredible was that?
That was awesome. It was an interesting game because it was like, we were just trying to find our way. I thought our guys did a great job of just keeping it close until we could kind of figure it out. But, every time it seemed like we were making a run, you'd look up and we were down by 3, right? We just couldn't find that momentum to put us over the top. But I thought our guys in the fourth quarter, that last 4-minute stretch defensively were phenomenal. And they gave us an opportunity, to go out and win the game.
Tie game, 5 seconds to go. I know you love looking in your huddle and seeing Cade Cunningham across the way. What do you try to design in something like that, and how much do you just let a player be a player?
You just got to get him the ball. Thing about old Doug Collins clip, just get him the ball and get out the way, right? But you try to get the ball in his hands, occupy the guys around him, and that Cade's going to be able to get his shot off. Like, he's got the size, he's got the skill. He's going to get his look. We told him to go win the game, and he went and got it done.
I don't know how much, coaches and players put stock into a nationally televised game, but to have a season like this that Cade's had and to be able to do it in front of an audience that may not have seen him as much this season, does that add anything to it at all? Is that something that's meaningful for players?
I'd be lying to you if I said that it wasn't. You know what I mean? I do feel like guys, especially in our situation, right? I think this is only our second nationally televised game this year. It goes all the way back to college, being able to play your games, on TV in front of a nationwide audience. But it doesn't change his approach, and it didn't change our team's approach, right? They didn't go out and try to perform for the cameras. They went out to try to win a basketball game, and I thought that's what Cade did. The respect that we're hunting for is the respect of our peers and our opponents. And I think that's what matters most to us, is going out every single night, competing our tails off so that we earn the respect of our peers.
Coach, you mentioned it was like a back and forth for the longest in that fourth quarter up until like the last 4 to 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Was there a message that you instilled in your team in order to get them over the hump, to give them that extra lift that they needed?
Yeah, again, I thought we were doing a lot of the right things, so there wasn't much that needed to be changed. But, one of the things that, I'm assured of is, like, our guys can get stops when needed. And that was the most important thing. Like, our offense, we got enough weapons, it was going to figure itself out. But our guys are playing to win. I thought AT was phenomenal in that stretch. JD was awesome in that stretch. We had so many guys contribute down the stretch to make, offensive rebounds or get a steal or whatever it may be. But they're just doing whatever it takes to win. And I think that was, evident in that last 4 minutes.
Coach, during that last play, obviously, you said you wanted to put the ball in Cade's hand, and it seemed like you guys were trying to get Malik Beasley set a pick and maybe get a mid-range jumper. Was that the shot you wanted him to take, that, the 3 over Bam? What were you guys trying to do?
Again, it was simply get the ball to Cade. We trust Cade to go out and close the game and create the shot that he's most comfortable with. We know he's going to get a shot, right? And, tonight he chose that one, and we got the bank and the kiss to go in.
Hi, Coach. With victories like the one that we saw just a few minutes ago, can we consider the Pistons as an underdog for the postseason?
I think, that's the mentality that we have. We have the mentality of a bunch of guys that are climbing uphill. And, when you get a group of guys that have that type of mentality, and when they continue to compete and scrap, they're going to make it difficult on anybody. So, we respect all those people that are ahead of us, but we also like our chances if you give us a chance to compete. Appreciate it.
Hey, Cade, could you just walk us through what was going through your head in those last 5 seconds and when you put that shot off?
Yeah, just go get one, find a way. I guess that's the main thing. It's something I love to do, and to have the trust by your team to be put in that situation and go win the game like that, it's a blessing. So, I try to make the most out of it, and, all glory to God.
What extent does the team pay attention? Like, obviously, it's an ESPN game. It was the second of the season, and I think you actually missed the first one against Philly. I guess just given that this team is having a breakout year and the team talks about respect and whatnot, does it add to it a little bit knowing that a national audience was able to see what you guys can do?
Yeah, definitely. We knew it was the ESPN game, but our approach is the same. I think every night, go play free, go have fun with the game, be physical, and outwork whoever's in front of us. That's the mindset going into every game. And, no different tonight. Obviously, this is a big game, them being where they're at and us, trying to continue to get ready for the playoffs and everything. So we knew it wasn't going to be an easy game, but, to come out and pull it away after, trailing most of the game, it was a big win for us.
Cade, you had a similar shot to beat the Heat here last year, and it missed. I think it was last year, early, second or third game. Were you thinking? I mean, basically, it was both straightaway threes. I think Bam was on you for that one too. Was any of that go through your mind in that moment? I
think now that you said it, somebody else brought that up too. I think it did flash in my mind before, but it was more like I got an opportunity to get him this time, so it wasn't like any doubt for real. As soon as coach walked up with the play, I already knew what he was running that time. Once I seen the formation and everything, and I appreciate that type of trust, and I just it's something I love to do is put the ball in the rim, make plays for my team. So it was a huge opportunity. I try to make the most out of it.
And just to be clear, you did call it, right?
Bank?
Yes.
I might have whispered it. I don't think anybody heard that though.
Okay, in the lead up to that moment, obviously I know you have the confidence to take that shot. As you see it go through and as you turn around at midcourt, I mean, I don't imagine you're in much deep thought at that moment,
Yeah.
but what is that like for somebody who's never hit a game winner, you know what I'm saying, and knowing that everybody's coming out to celebrate? Like, what are those moments like?
Yeah. It's a great feeling. It's hard to put into words, for real. That was my first 3-ball game winner. So it's fun, man. It's like stuff that you always dream of as a kid in the driveway. You count down in your head and you shoot the ball. It's like one of those moments. So to be on the biggest stage, doing this is, what I love to do. I know I'm blessed, and I just try to, represent God's light as much as I can and glorify Him with everything.
For this to be your 9th triple-double of the season, you're hitting game winners now, things like that. Like, does this feel kind of like a culmination of everything that you've been through a little bit to this point in your career?
Yeah, it does. It's still early, though, I feel like. I still feel like there's so much to do. There's so much that I haven't experienced. So I just try to go into every game with an open mind as far as what's to come and, try to, have the best mindset, best approach that I can. But having teammates like I do, it makes the world of a difference, knowing that you're going in with guys that we got experience and we dogs everywhere. So there's not much to worry about. There's not much to question. It's just about going and putting your best foot forward every game.
Hey, Cade, can you take us through what that last 3 to 4 minutes was like in the fourth quarter? It was like both of you guys were going back and forth. Y'all go about one, they go about one. Like, can you just take us, what was it like just leading up to that game-winning shot?
Yeah, I thought it was, great competition on both ends. Both teams, scratching and clawing to win this game. So we knew it wasn't going to be easy. We had to, take it one possession at a time and really lock in on all our details. And so getting stops and making sure they weren't getting second chance points was the point of emphasis. I think we did that well in the last 4 minutes, and it helped us, kickstart our offense, made some big shots, and came out with a win.
Cade, how vindicating does this feel, and just this season maybe just validate everything you guys have built as a team, and just for you, you've dealt with injuries, you were the number 1 pick. Does it kind of feel like, you're putting your name on on the level that you were always supposed to?
Definitely. I think the whole group feels that way. I think, like I said, it's still early for us. Like, this is winning right now, and, to put ourselves in the position that we put ourselves is something that not a lot of people saw us doing. It's something that we're all super proud of right now. At the same time, though, we know that there's a lot more work to do to get the respect that we want in this league. So, we still approach every day with that mindset of, like, trying to prove something. We don't feel like we've accomplished anything yet. I don't feel like I've accomplished anything yet as an individual, even though we've had so many blessings come our way this season. So a lot more work to do, and we're still hungry and still, committed to this process and this grind, and excited to see what comes.
Tonight was a milestone for you to get to 65 games, which not only is the NBA award eligibility mark, but also your career high for games played, still with 11 games left. Obviously, everything you've been through with the shin, just injuries here and there, just what has it been like not to only get to that 65-game mark, but just the health you've had overall this season? What's going into that for you?
Yeah, it's been huge for me. It's really allowed me to play the game freely, and just enjoy it every night. I can't credit our training staff, Sebastian, Smitty, Alex. I mean, I can name them all. All of them have done just a great job as far as pushing me, doing everything they can, extra hours to make sure I stay healthy. Our strength coaches, Corey, Jay, Chris, I mean, all of them, our whole organization has done a great job as far as, putting everything they can into us and making sure that we feel good and ready for competition. And so, that makes the world of a difference, and it's allowed me to, like I said, come out and get better each day and try to, be the player that I want to be.
And even beyond that, like this team's had injuries pretty much your entire time here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the significant injury this year is with J.I., but beyond
Yeah.
that, this team's had pretty good health. I guess how much have you been able to appreciate just that aspect of it, just given that this team has had bad luck with that front?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's been huge towards our consistency as a group, having pretty much the same starting five most games this year. Same rotation, guys are able to play every night. And so, I mean, it's a huge thing. I know it helps coach a lot. It's huge for all of our synergy, knowing where everybody's going to be at, keeping the same consistency as far as groups on the floor and things like that. So, health is the main thing. Best ability is availability. That's what they always say. So that's real, and Lord willing, we keep that up and stay healthy and finish this season healthy. Appreciate y'all.